It's time for another episode of You Still Ain't Seen That. Welcome back to Scottish Movies, and today it's time for another episode of You Still Ain't Seen That. This is the series where I sort of basically tell you what sort of things I've been watching, and this last week or two I've actually watched a few things for a change. I get so distracted by YouTube and just other things that I just don't watch half the stuff in my collection, but I've seen a few titles, so I'm going to go through them now. This isn't going to be a real long video. I'm just going to briefly tell you what we're watching. So, first up, I watched an 80s film from 1987, which I'd never seen. This is a comedy film. I don't know why I've never seen this, but I watched, it's on this triple pack, Overboard, starring Kurt Russell and Goldie Hawn. Obviously, real life husband and wife couple. So this is basically... Goldie Hawn stars as a sort of posh sort of socialite out on a boat, and at the time, what's it called? Kurt Russell is sort of doing some maintenance work on it, and they sort of clash, and then Goldie Hawn falls overboard, and sort of gets some amnesia and loses memory, and she ends up sort of hooking up with Kurt Russell. Kurt Russell sort of says he knows who she is and everything, and he brings her back and sort of help raise his family, basically. But it's a kind of a bit of a romantic comedy, you could say. But yeah, it was quite a good 80s film. I did really enjoy this. It surprised me. I just don't know why I've never seen it before. I know this had a remake a few years ago with Anna Faris, which I don't really feel like watching, if I'm honest. Well, yeah, the original Overboard, yeah, it was a pleasant surprise. I just don't know why I'd never watched it. I'm pleased to have finally watched the 1987 Overboard. So next up is actually another 80s film from 1987. This is a Blu-ray picked up not too long ago, starring Lou Diamond Phillips, and it is La Bamba. Yeah, so this is basically the story of rock and roll legend Ritchie Valens, starring Lou Diamond Phillips. This is, I believe, this is actually his first role. I didn't actually know that, and he is just a kind of biopic of this musician, basically, who famously, spoiler alert, died in a plane crash with, amongst other people, Buddy Holly. But it has some great music in this that got stuck in my head. La Bamba and You, from obviously like the title song, but yeah, there's a few other songs that are quite good. And yeah, it's a good sort of little biopic. I quite enjoyed it. I'm trying to see who else is in it that I know. Don't recognise the names. Joe Pantoliano, I think his name is, who thinks it was like his manager or something. But yeah, this is a double disc edition with a DVD as well. But another one from the 80s that I just never got round to watching. I never had it on DVD either. And yeah, I watched it and I enjoyed it. Yeah, it was a good film. So next up, going through my collection now. I got a movie here from 1978 starring Donald Sutherland, and it is Invasion of the Body Snatchers. This is on the Arrow label. Yeah, this is a movie that is a remake of, I think it's a 1956 original. Yeah, this was a creepy film. I've always heard of Invasion of the Body Snatchers. I think it had kind of had a not a remake, but a sort of a retelling kind of thing, I suppose. Was it with Nicole Kidman and Daniel Craig, or The Invasion? I want to say that's a similar sort of concept. But yeah, this is really, really good. Sort of creepy horror film. Donald Sutherland's really good in it. You can see Donald Sutherland, like I said, see Kiefer Sutherland and Donald Sutherland obviously being his son, but I never really noticed it more than that before. I mean, I probably count on one hand how many Donald Sutherland movies I've seen, but yeah, that was weird. Yeah, who stars in this? So you got oh, yeah, it was quite a good cast. We had Brooke Adams, old Spock himself, Leonard Nimoy. That was weird seeing him in a kind of well, not a Star Trek role, basically. Yeah, and a very young Jeff Goldblum as well. Yeah, I've never seen Jeff Goldblum in a movie as early as this before. But yeah, this was a really good little sort of sci-fi sort of horror film. Yeah, I enjoyed that one. Next up, I watched a movie I don't actually have a physical copy for. It's removed from nine. I was going to say 19. Sorry, 2025 from just last year, and it was Good Boy. Yeah, I read something somewhere that this was like a short movie. It was about 75, 76 minutes, I think it was. So I basically tracked it down and watched it. Yeah, this was kind of a supernatural movie from the dog's point of view, and it was just a bit weird. It's kind of a one-time watch for me, if I'm honest. The dog was a fantastic actor. I'll just say that. Um, it was a strange film. Seeing everything from the point of view of the dog, and it was a bit creepy as well. But definitely a one-time watch for me. But that was Good Boy. Next up, I've got a film from what year was this? 2022, and this is a movie that I wanted to see when it was on the cinema. I never got round to it. I don't even remember that picking up this Blu-ray but I did do. And I finally got around to watching Bullet Train with Brad Pitt. Also stars, there's a few people in this, I think. Aaron Taylor Johnson, Joey King, Ryan Tyree Henry, I recognised him. Michael Shannon, the guy, I can't remember the actor's name, but he was in Lost as Dogan in Series 6. Who else? Oh, there was even Sandra Bullock in there. Yeah, so this is a sort of, what do you say, sort of an action comedy. Yeah, this was great. I really, really enjoyed this. I just can't believe I'd not watched it any sooner. It's kind of got a bit of lock stock in there, kind of on a train, and you've kind of got basically Brad Pitt starring as an assassin, and he's on a train to do a job, and there's probably about 3 or 4 other people on there to do the same job kind of thing, and yeah, it was just a lot of great fun in this film. I really, really enjoyed it. Harvey picks up the Blu-ray. I was actually looking up the 4K as well after watching it. And I liked it that much that I'd upgrade to 4K. And I don't say that very often. But yeah, it's Bullet Train. That is probably, I'm not finished going through my movies, but that's probably my favourite film that I've actually watched out of all these this month or, well, recently. Next up is a movie from 1991, where I picked up a DVD and the old Warner Brothers snapper case. I watched Showdown in Little Tokyo, starring Brandon Lee and Dolph Lundgren. Yeah. Also, as in Tia Carrera, who's pretty hot, from Wayne's World. That's what I know from anyway. Yeah, this was a proper cheesy sort of early 90s action movie. Bad action in it all round. I'll be honest, I've not seen The Crow, but it's the first time I've seen Brandon Lee in anything, and yeah, I don't think the guy can act. I know he's no longer with us, rest in peace, but yeah, I didn't think he could act. There's some awful dialogue in this little film, but it was kind of throwaway fun. It's a 90s action movie. I've got it in the collection. What can you do? It was a nice short one, like I say, 76 minutes. So, hence the watching of that. Next up, I've got a cinema trip I went to watch Cold Storage. It's a new movie starring Liam Neeson and I think his name's Joe Geary, who was, I believe, in Stranger Things. Now, when it comes to Stranger Things, I saw the first two series. I started on the third series. I don't really, I never finished it. Probably need to go back to it because I did. The first two series were fantastic, but I just never got beyond sort of the third series. I don't know if this guy might have been in the third series. I don't remember him from the early ones, but he has a look of a young Brendan Fraser in it for me. But yeah, this was kind of a bit like the Thing in a way, where you kind of got this sort of entity sort of takes over people's bodies and stuff. Yeah, it's like a not a disease. I can't really know how to explain it. But it basically gets left in a kind of storage depot, and you got this Joe Geary and there was a girl, I forgot the actress's name. She was pretty good. They're like the kind of workers in the storage depot, and ultimately you get Liam Neeson coming, who's kind of like an army guy, coming to get this sort of thing basically. And I'm not explaining it very well, but it was a pretty throwaway film. I saw it in the cinema. I don't think you need to see it in the cinema. It was entertaining enough. It was all right, but I don't think you need to see it at the cinema. It was probably a streaming film for me. But yeah, that was Cold Storage. I think I give it something like a 6 out of 10. And then finally, I watched this past weekend Scream 7. Yeah, the new Scream movie, directed by Kevin Williamson, and I believe written partly by him as well this time. Yeah, Scream 7. I enjoyed it. It's been getting a lot of hate. It's got its pros and cons. I don't want to go into any spoilers, but I was disappointed with the killer reveal. Starters. It did have a bit of iffy pacing there and there, I think. I didn't expect to say that from Scream movie, but yeah. I don't want to say dragged, but yeah, the pacing felt a bit off at times. But good points. There's some brutal kills in it. One particularly brutal one in a pub. We had Nev Campbell obviously returning. She was fantastic. As was her daughter. I don't know the actress's name off the top of my head, but yeah, she was a really good addition. I thought her and Nev Campbell sort of had some good chemistry. And we also had the couple, Mindy, I think it is. She calls her Randy, I think. And the other fella, returning with is like the reporter and the cameraman with Courtney Cox, obviously Gail Weathers, who's also back. We had McKenna Grace in this as well as one of the friends of Sydney's daughter, who she had several friends. Well, that was the other thing. I think a lot of the friends, you didn't really sort of care about any of them. They're just getting knocked off by Ghostface as we go along. But it's enjoyable. It's probably, this isn't a slight on the film, but it's probably the worst Scream film for me. Which was previously held probably by Scream 3. But I think I prefer Scream 3 ultimately over this. But it's not to say this is a bad movie. It just wasn't quite there for me. It wasn't quite as good as the others. The opening scene was pretty good, and a kind of it's like an Airbnb that is like Stu Marker's old house from the original Scream. Like it's there as like an Airbnb that's like a what do you call it? Not a tribute, but like kind of a museum in a way. It's got like lots of stab posters everywhere and sort of props and things, probably from supposed to be from the stab movies. And there is a scene at, I say, at the beginning, the opening scene of the movie. You've probably seen it in the trailer. Yeah, that was pretty good. That was quite a good opening. But yeah, overall, Scream 7, it's definitely worth a watch. Don't expect it to be as good as any of the others, though, if I'm honest. And yeah, that is it for. You still ain't seen that, yeah? This latest episode. So I've been watching a few things. I'm quite proud of myself that I've watched a few things this month, and yeah, here's to the next month or so, and I can hopefully get through some more of my collection. I've actually got through a few Blu-rays and DVDs this month. So comment down below if you've seen any of these movies, what you think of them. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching. I'll see you soon for another video. Bye, guys.